3 words to describe the senior class.
That's a really good question.
3 words. First of all, diverse, that's for sure.
Diverse. There's a lot of different personalities, but then I would also say cohesive. I think we go together very well.
The class as a whole is just kind of a hodgepodge of all these different people, but it comes together so nicely.
And we have 2 internationals, we have 1 townie, and we have people from everywhere in between. They all bring something different to the table. I think that we really embrace that.
Another word I would use to describe our class would be competitive.
Competitive, 1000%.
Definitely competitive.
We're always holding each other accountable, and we're bringing the underclassmen with us to challenge them every day.
This team loves to compete, and I think this class is the reason that's instilled in this team. Whether someone in this class is playing 90 minutes, whether they're playing 2 minutes, you just see the passion that they have for the game and the passion they have for the team, and I think that's what keeps us going as a team and as a class.
I'd say funny. I think all of us are just hilarious.
I think we're a pretty funny class. We're always the jokesters. I think that we have a great way of being able to kind of bring up that spirit in the team.
We love our dance parties in the locker room. Overall, I think our group is very positive, and that makes me want to come back every day.
Every single person brings something different to the team, and every single person in this class is like the greatest person to be around and make you laugh in any situation, and I've just been so glad to be able to be with them this year.
I chose to come to Illinois. Biggest reason was coaching staff. Janet really left a great impression on me. It first felt like home when I got on campus for the first time ever. It was an unofficial visit. I think my sophomore year of high school, and I knew this was the place.
I decided to come to the University of Illinois basically super late, to be honest. It was my senior year at Australia, and I decided that somewhere in America would be able to give me the best opportunity to merge both my academic and sporting passions. So just to give you a little background, when I came to campus for day 1 of preseason of my freshman year, I hadn't met a single soul. Like, I'd only ever met Janet and Jeff on Skype. I hadn't visited the campus, hadn't met any of the senior class. So my first time I met them, it was the freshman dinner. It was the night before our first preseason, and if you know my mum, she's kind of like a little bit late. So I was kind of rushing. I'm like, come on mum, like we gotta go, like I don't want to be late to my first like team thing. And so we get there and we're probably 5 to 10 minutes late, and everyone is sitting there. And I walk in and everyone's head just turns around and they're like, and I'm like, you guys ever heard of fashionably late? Everyone just gives me such a hard time to this day about that moment. Like, they're like, it's not fashionably late, that's not a thing in American culture. So my first impression, I guess I was a little intimidated. There's a lot of us, so like I hadn't met anyone, they'd all met each other. But instantly they were all like asking me questions about my culture in that dinner. I felt straight away that, you know, they'd be able to take me in, take all my unique Australian differences in, and be able to bond.
Instantly, we all just liked each other, we vibed well. It's definitely a different class than I had originally met. We have Hope and Maggie who have been here, who are 5th years.
I mean, you're older than the seniors right now, Maggie and I. So I was a sophomore when they came in. It was a lot from the beginning, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different people, different backgrounds.
You know, as freshmen, you're like tiptoeing around everybody and like not trying to get in anyone's way, but this class came in and they knew what they wanted to do, they were ready to get to work, and they just really started. I mean, they didn't hesitate with their personalities. All of them like came out of their shell right away, and I think that was just really great for them coming in.
We are just goofy as a team, I think, and as a class especially. I think we take pride in our ability to do funny things in the locker room, like Cat and I Joe.
We've been exposed a few times with our Cat and I Joe. Everyone just gets up together and makes a fool of themselves as a collective unit, and every time I'm in there, I just have a new great memory that I'm gonna take away.
It's kind of a surreal feeling knowing that these are the ending thank yous. It's not saying thank you to the seniors for the legacy they left. It's now saying thank you to the teammates that are going to continue the legacy and the coaches that started this journey for all of us.
Soccer has always been that part of my life and college life where I go to training and I know that, you know, regardless of what else is happening in my life, I can just kind of switch off, relax, and really just enjoy it. So I think just the coaches and players just being there every day, I don't think they realize how much that means to me to just be able to be in this program and be able to switch off and know that all I have to focus on for a few hours is just getting better with my team at soccer.
I would say my favorite little thing people do is Kendra Pasquale, when she just checks in on you like every day. If you have a great practice, like she'll let you know. A lot of times, like when people have great practices, like it's really easy to just be like, hey, like good job, like nice play, but like she will like reach out after and be like, hey, like I thought that was fantastic, like what you did out there. And just having like that support like means the world. And I know she might, do it like couple times a week, but that's because she cares that much, and I think that really just means a lot to have like someone that's always going to have your back and always going to be in your corner.
So the first thing that comes to mind is definitely Jeff, because I don't know if he knows how much it means, but he's always checking up on players, even if it's after practice, like a little one-on-one talk, or if it's a text when he knows that you're having a bad week or a bad day or something that has really been affecting you. It means a lot to all of us that he cares so much and is looking out for us. Specifically to me, it was, I'll take Hope Breslin on my team any day. Just a little like, we care about you, we need you on the team, and it does mean a lot. So that's definitely something that sticks out.
Brittany bringing us smoothies every Tuesday after we run our butts off. That is like the highlight of my day, and it gets me started on a good note. I'm really tired.
One of the big things that I don't think they necessarily realize that means a lot to me to just be constantly letting me be engaged in practice and just around the team, especially with my situation of medically retiring. Even something so little of Janet putting me on the practice plan to pass balls in. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but it means a lot, and I appreciate still being around the team even though I can't make an impact on the field.
I think one thing that someone does that they don't even realize they do it, Peyton, after every game, she always walks around the circle and she gives us little fist bumps. And I think she started to model it after Coach Rayfield, because she'll always go and she'll say, good work, good job, and everything. And I think that Peyton just kind of started that role model. And I know it's really hard for her to have to have medically retired, and for her to be able to kind of go to each player and to tell them, I'm proud of you, good work out there. Like, coming from her, when she knows that she can't do that, but she's still celebrating our successes as her own, I think that it's really incredible, and I think that she's a great teammate because of it.
I feel like an obvious one is Peyton. She's left everyone notes like before games and stuff to just remind us about like why we're valuable to the team. She got all of us rubber ducks. They're really funny actually. They're very fitting to everyone's personalities. Like Meredith got a rubber duck that was dressed as a chicken. She's always gone out of her way to make my life a little bit easier. If I'm having like a bad day from school or whatever it may be, like I can come in and I know she'll go, Stevie! And then like, I can't not be happy back.
Peyton, I have no words. She's amazing. She's stepped into her new role with so much grace and so much elegance. She, I think, always says what needs to be said in the right moment. Like if we're down a goal or whatever, she'll be the one to bring up the energy on the bench. And I think that's really important, and we value that a lot, I know.
I'd just say thank you to everyone for caring about me and everyone as more than just a soccer player.
I'd just like to thank the entire Illinois program, that includes players as well as staff, for giving me this incredible experience.
Thank you to the coaches for the immense support throughout 4 years, a global pandemic, and everything in between.
I can't believe that we have our last games coming up. I feel so proud of every single person on this team, and I feel so proud of our seniors, being able to see how much we've grown as a group from freshman to senior year.
This program has done so much for everyone. Immediately as we stepped on such a huge campus, we immediately had a family. I'm so grateful for all of the memories and all of the friendships, and knowing that the coaches are truly here to make sure that we developed as people too, and not only as players. And I think that that's something that sets Illinois soccer apart.
I just want to say thank you to the coaching staff and the medical staff in particular. It's been amazing, and I just can't imagine being a part of a different program. And to my class and obviously the entire team, just to be one of my biggest supporting staffs through this entire process has been great. This wasn't an easy decision, and I think it made it easier to know that I had all of you behind me, so thank you.
To the current senior class, thank you guys for taking Hope and I in and allowing us to really be a part of it. You could have easily just said, you guys are the fifth years, like go hang out by yourselves, but They really have included us in everything and let us play a part in this team and this leadership and in this season, and I'm so grateful to be able to play with them all one more time.
Thank you to my teammates for supporting me over the last 4 years, supporting each other. You guys are my best friends, and I'm really, really, really grateful to have met all of you, and so beyond thankful to be a part of this with you guys.
Go Illini. Caitlin Bisher signing off. Hi guys. I know I'm not graduating this year, but I thought I'd give you guys the real scoop on my class since I came in with them, and I can't wait to send them on their way now. So my freshman year, I came to campus with a broken collarbone, so I was in a sling, but I physically came in needing everyone's help because I couldn't change, I couldn't do a lot of things on my own, I couldn't carry my backpack unless it was on one strap. I just needed a lot of people's help. So initially from the bat, I noticed how willing everyone was to help me, and it made me feel so much better being away from home, and I knew that these were gonna be my people that I could really trust and lean on and rely on, considering that all of them jumped to help me. So my first memory is honestly them physically helping me, but throughout our time here, everyone is always willing to help each other with their problems, whatever's going on, and I really love how it's a family aspect. We always make fun of Lefebvre. Poor girl with her accent. She was, oh no, that's Lefebvre. Mac has a really good Elmo impression, but I can't do it. I mean, Maggie and I always get Starbucks. She's always has Starbucks in her hand. It's essential. Meredith is unique because, you know, 90% of us talking are in accents.
90% of us talking, though, is an accent. We don't even know we do it, though. That's the thing.
So we just call her Meredith from Muhammad because she's the townie, but she has that whole country hillbilly side of her. So a lot of you don't know that she speaks in these voices. I don't know if I can impersonate them, but they are one of a kind, and you all definitely need to hear them.
Got a lot of people doing Peyton.
It's a high-pitched voice, so like my voice right now is not going to, but I'll just try. Pull me, Paul!
You should not have told me that!
Hope, clearly with her New York accent, says draw and tournament. They're wrong. It's forward, not forward. Lauren Stibbage. Hey, you're awesome. That's what she does. She does it all the time. She gets made fun of a lot for her Chicago accent, which is really funny because we're both from Chicago. I'll say like my mom, and she'll say my mom. I love you. For her though, like Meredith and I, when we say her name, we don't say Lauren, we'll say Larn. Larn, what are you doing? She also always gets Starbucks. It's three of us, we always have Starbucks. So something that the student body population here does for student athletics was jock jams. My class, our year as freshmen, we decided that we wanted to do an Oompa Loompa skit. Making complete fools of ourselves, we decided to go full out. We bought green hairspray, we put our hair in buns, we had neon green hair, and we genuinely dressed up as Oompa Loompas, and Peyton was Willy Wonka. Well, we show up to Follinger as every single student athlete here at Illinois was there, and none of them had green hair or anything funny like that. And we genuinely had so much fun with it. We went on that stage and made complete fools of ourselves. But it was honestly one of the best memories that I think we have as a class because, I mean, not only did we get a 10 from Miss Illinois, it's a pretty big moment, I know, but it honestly was one of the first things that we did as an entire class together, and I think that moment, us looking back, being able to joke around about it, we all bought into that idea and executed it quite well. And it's honestly one of my favorite moments of this class. Hope Breslin, you bring out the competitive side in everyone, and I'm really going to miss that, especially with me in games. You keep me calm, which may be a shock because I know we're both super competitive, but it's the little moments like when I'm about to take a PK and you coming up to me and grabbing my shoulders. Both times I've had to, saying, I believe in you, you got this, we're with you. It really just made me feel calm, and in those moments, you really believed in me and I could feel that, and I really appreciate that. Caitlin, you always say how much you appreciate everyone and everything. In every conversation I've heard you have with someone, it's always, thank you so much, I appreciate you. And that line genuinely resonates with me, and every time you say it, it does kind of like make me smile and make me feel good because it's nice to hear, and you're always one that's bringing that out in people, so that's something that definitely doesn't go unnoticed that I appreciate. Maggie Hillman, you are one of the most intentional and sympathetic people that I've ever met. You are always willing to go out of your way to make sure that everyone else is having a good day. Every day you text me and have these little, how's your day going? How are you? And it's so intentional that I genuinely look forward to our conversations and seeing you. You always have a smile on your face and you're willing to go out of your way to help anyone make sure that they have a good day. And I really love that about you, and I'm gonna miss that a lot. Meredith, not only are you one of my best friends, but you are one of the most extraordinary people I've ever met. What you go through every day that no one sees with your health, your schooling, soccer, your family life, everything that adds to it, no one would know what you go through because you show up every day with a positive attitude and give it 100% no matter how you're feeling and what you're going through. And you've truly taught me what it means to be resilient, and I always will and always love that about you, and will remember that. LaFev, you always bring a lighthearted spirit, which I always appreciate. I love being around you, and honestly, I remember when we first got to school, I was so amazed with your voice, and all I could sit there was, say something else, because I was so amazed by it. But genuinely, what you say matters, and I think you coming into school, starting in communications, I remember when you wrote your first article, and it's true, everything that you've done from that moment has been truly spectacular, and I love that we have our little Australian here in the US, and I hope you stay here and you don't go back. But selfishly, I think something that you do for us that goes unnoticed is you always come up and give me a pat on the back and say, great job in practice or something like that, and it truly keeps me going. So thank you for that. Erin, something that I see that you do a lot that I think you probably think goes unnoticed, but it doesn't. It honestly is something that I admire a lot, is you are always one to help pick up the cones, pick up goals, pennies, anything that's left. You're always looking at the little details, and it truly does matter, and I think a lot of that gets overlooked. But without those details, we wouldn't be the program that we are, and we wouldn't be at the place that we are as a team. So your work rate and your attention to detail is truly something that I see every day. McKenna, you are truly a driving force for this team, not only in the attack, but as a leadership standpoint. It's something that I admire that truly doesn't go unnoticed, is your willingness to listen to everyone and then relay what's being seen in front of us. I know you aren't always the most vocal, but when you do have something to say, it's important and it's meaningful. And I always appreciate hearing your perspective and point of view on things, because you do have such a great view of the game, and even outside of that in life, just talking to people and truly sitting there and listening. You're a great friend, and it's something that doesn't go unnoticed. Lauren Sivich, you're always so positive, and I admire that so much about you. Honestly, whenever anything happens, your first reaction is always, you're awesome. It's true. Everyone is awesome, and you really do bring that out in everyone. So your positive energy and atmosphere is always something that I appreciate, that I don't think you realize it's not unnoticed, and it genuinely does help the vibe of everything stay positive and uplifting. Peyton is always super intentional with her words, her actions, and everything she does, and I don't think she realizes how much that it means to everyone around her. She's been an integral part of this program, and honestly, every day when she comes up and just even says hello, she'll come up and always like tap me on the back or give me a hug or something. It truly does make my day, and I don't think I've ever really thanked you for that. So Peyton Willie, I'm gonna miss that, and I really admire you for it, and I'm gonna miss it a lot. To my senior class, I came in with you guys, and you guys have genuinely made me feel so at home, and you guys have made me feel like I can be myself no matter what. And I think that is something that is truly special within this group. I know that I'm not graduating with you, but I genuinely am gonna miss every single one of you, and I consider all of you my sisters and a part of my family now. I can't wait to see what all of you do, and I'm genuinely gonna miss every single one of you. I wish you were all staying with me, because it's not going to be the same without you, and I hope you guys know that I will always be here for you no matter where life takes us. Illini through and through, but you guys are my family now, and I wouldn't have traded these past 4 years with anyone else.